Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Best Iowa Cleaning Podcast with Brandon.
And Ryan.
Woo! How are you, my friend?
Doing great. Hey, episode
Good.
15.
Woo! Woohoo! Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're excited that you guys are here with us.
Thank you for being here, guys.
Yeah, it's so cool, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Well, we've touched on all kinds of topics.
Yeah.
I recently filmed our first guest, which is my middle son, Dawson. Caden is going to be a little upset because he's my oldest, and he works for the company too, but that'll be all right. He'll get over it. So stay tuned for that one. He talks about his Mexico trip and some other things that he's giving wholeheartedly in, and I'm super excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you couldn't be there, so that was a bummer, but
Yeah.
still had a good conversation. But it wasn't as fun as this interaction here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be good. So, yeah, Caden, you'll have to get on the next one.
Definitely, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, the other thing I wanted to just put out there real quick is we have a newer member of the team that she lost her mom, Desma. I just want to do a shout out. Ryan and I and our team is praying for you. We're thinking of you and your family. She just recently lost her mom, and yeah, our thoughts and prayers are going out to her and her family. And I hope that she's back and able to get some healing and go forward. So just want to do a shout out to her.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yep. We're thinking about you, Desma. Hope you're okay.
Yeah, definitely. One more shout out too to Carla. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday this Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, very
Time
cool.
to celebrate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's one thing. I do have birthdays down, but not some of our newest team members. We really have to make sure we get all that down so we can send some cards out.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
definitely.
exciting stuff.
Yep. You look on the lookout for those cards.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Any other shout outs you want to do before we get started?
None that come to mind right now, to be honest.
Okay. One idea Ryan had, and I should say this, he talked about the possibility of having my daughter Emma and his two kids, Anissa and Ivan.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. Holy cow.
That's
And
going to be an exciting one.
Yes, it is. They're all in the range of 4 to 6. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 4 to 6. So yeah, these 4 to 6 year old, they know more than I do, more than Ryan.
They're going to run the podcast, basically.
Oh yeah.
We're going to happen.
We're gonna struggle just to keep the questions in order, and yeah, it's gonna be fun though.
Yeah.
It'll be the cutest podcast ever.
Absolutely. That'll be the title.
Very true. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being with us. Thanks, Ryan. And let's dive into this thing, huh?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Perfect. All right. So this one is kind of we've got some things going on. It's a hot button issue right now, but we're going to talk about firing a client or customer.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's okay to do?
How does that make you feel? Ryan's like Batman. He doesn't have any feelings. I'm just joking. He was crying before we started the podcast. All right. Serious, getting serious, putting the silliness behind us. I guess it's always good to laugh when we're talking about uncomfortable things. But this, I don't know, this is, we have had this happen and we're going to be doing it again. And there's kind of this set, I don't know, the things to look for, or what things happen to get you to that point where you have to part ways. And hopefully you do it as friends and not a negative, but sometimes it's very necessary for you to move forward and have just more peace and a better life.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it.
Definitely, yeah. Yep. So, Ryan, what's one thing that we look for when we're doing the bidding process? When we're, I don't want to say we vet customers, but in some ways there's some things we look for.
Right. Yeah, and I'd say the very first thing would be a core values match, just like when we're looking for new employees to bring on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what that looks like would be we're just trying to see if we've got similar values aligned. Mm-hmm. And that would be giving wholeheartedly, overflowing kindness, being loyal beyond belief. And I did them out of order, so I'm like,
no, it would be own it. Yeah.
Own it, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, Ryan's got it. He knows exactly what we're saying here. So Yeah, to give you an example, I recently, within the last year, did a walkthrough, and one thing that came up is I'm just so frustrated. We've had 3 different cleaning companies in 4 years, and that was the potential client that said that, and it woke me up immediately.
Yeah.
Like someone slapped me in the back of the head.
Right.
Oh man! But anyways, yeah, it woke me up, and that is never a positive thing. You don't want to hear that, because does that encompass loyalty?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. But there may be some reasons for that. So obviously, I dug into it a little bit. But to me, the 3 things that come up with that is, first one, a string of bad luck. 3 really crappy cleaning companies. That is usually not the case.
Right.
The other 2 are more likely. So the other one, or number 2, the second one would be that the communication breakdown. They're not getting what they were promised. So that's the second one. It's a communication though. Now, does communication only one-sided?
No.
No.
It's definitely a two-way thing.
Exactly. And let me ask you, Ryan, so is a cleaning company supposed to be the magic wand to just make all the problems go away? Or does it take a partnership and the understanding of what the pain is?
I mean, the magic wand sounds amazing, but we have yet to find one. So sounds like a partnership would be a pretty good idea.
Yeah, and it can be the magic wand once you discover the pain and you solve the pain. But if you don't have a 2-way communication in an equal partnership, if you treat your vendors like garbage,
Yeah, you're going to get garbage.
Yeah, you're not going to get good result. And then obviously the third one, this one is kind of a no-brainer to me, but you take the low bid, you get what you pay for.
Oh yes, yeah, bigger truth can't be spoken. That's
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, every company, when they're starting out, you lower your prices to get customers, and then you raise the prices as you serve them well. That's a totally different story. Because I can appreciate the hustle and getting going and then raising the prices. I can appreciate that. So, yeah. Now, let's talk about some ways, Ryan, where, let's start off with what would warrant, in your mind, what would warrant a cleaning company letting go of a client?
Sure. So again, just thinking about these core values, the 2 that stick out in my mind the most would be being loyal beyond belief and overflowing kindness. So if you don't have those, I mean, you really don't have a partnership, because if there's unkind communications, it just doesn't make it very fun. And it doesn't really, motivate somebody to want to do their best. And we know this is maybe viewed as something where it's, we're offering a service, we're fulfilling the end of the deal, but it's so much more to us than that. And it's so much more to our team than that. And that's where we're really diving in deep and showing that this is so much more than just simply a cleaning service. It goes beyond that.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to piggyback on what Ryan said and explain a little bit too on the end of, if you promise something as a business and the client is not receiving what you promised, there's the side of owning it as the business and taking responsibility and realizing, okay, we've got an area that isn't working, that's broken, that we need to fix.
Right.
So you've got someone on your team that is stealing, or they're not fulfilling the cleaning wholeheartedly part.
Yeah.
Then that's take ownership and replace them. Get someone in there that understands what you're trying to do and can mirror what your mission is.
That's well said. Yes.
Yeah. And then hopefully things will resolve, and that will lead to more trust and better communication. But I think what Ryan is really getting at is, if someone is constantly rotating employees after, you're bringing in in a year, you're having 12 different people clean a building, and that person is never a good fit in that location. That is not your issue. That is the client problem.
Well, and to add to that,
yeah, good.
Yeah, it's that, those employees that are being rotated out, we're not letting them go, because the thing is, these ones that are not working out at this particular location, that is an extra difficult location to fill.
Yeah.
They're working out beautifully at these other locations in most cases.
Yes.
And so there's a disconnect there.
these are long-term team members, long-term employees that are willing to jump in wherever you ask them to go and to work to the best of their ability, to serve well and to give wholeheartedly. So yeah, we're not talking about someone that doesn't communicate in English and is always late and enjoys kicking dogs, and we're not talking about someone that is just not a good human. We're talking about very honorable and wholeheartedly
Exceptional
giving
people here.
and kind people. Yes. Yeah. Yep. So that's really good. I appreciate that. So we'll get into kind of how to prevent this firing from happening, parting as friends. But let's go down and talk about how communication plays a huge role in having success with your customers, and maybe where the breakdown of communication could be if you have to let them go. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I like the sound of that. Let's explore that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, all right. Mike is coming back over to me.
Let's explore that, and I can kick it off. Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. I like to put Ryan on the spot. It's fun. It's just fun to see his reaction. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, we'll get into this a little bit more. So, okay. So communication obviously is one of the most important things. And I actually pulled out my phone because I'm going to use a few examples, not mentioning the customers, the name or anything like that, but just an example of the type of communication that you get between client and I don't know. I call myself a janitor owner, so I'm not necessarily the CEO. It's just janitor because I like to help out and give wholeheartedly. So, anyways, but positive communication can be if something isn't going right, sending an email, and then usually. For me, the first step would be to absolutely respond right away and say, hey, I got it. We're on it. We're going to get it done. I received your communication. I understand what you're saying. And if it's something that's major, you need to call or be there on the spot.
Right.
And I've done that as well. We had a situation in North Liberty. Something happened with the floor, and someone used the wrong product, and it left some marks. Immediately, I went in just before they opened and remopped the floor and got it cleaned up as quickly as I could for the customer. And then we followed up more in getting that situation straightened out. So, and we're still there. I would say that was kind of a catastrophic fail for us, but we got it resolved quickly, and now we're still there serving them. So
and that's a pretty great win because absolutely, we didn't want to. We didn't want to get fired, so we want to take care of somebody.
And and they gave us a chance. Just the communication in general, viewing us as an essential part of their growth as a business. They view us as someone that is adding value to them. So the communication was there.
Yeah, it was.
And there's that mutual respect back and forth. And so that's what we're talking about when we say communication is so key. Yeah. Anything to add on communication, though?
Well, yeah, I think you hit all the marks. So, immediate response whenever it's possible, kind response, and just making sure that all the details are in there. That there's clear understanding of what the needs are.
Boom, you got it. Yeah. That's perfect. So let's talk about the response time too. Response in general. So, for me, email response. It needs to be immediate. As soon as I get the email, I respond back. That probably isn't healthy as we grow, but it's something I feel like if I wasn't doing it, we would have some type of virtual assistant or someone on the team that would respond to those emails right away. Yeah, because that's so important. Customer service, you just don't get it. I mean, we just ate at Applebee's, my wife and I, for our birthdays, and it. Right when you walk in, it's like longer than average wait times, and there's just the manager was actually serving and waiting tables and cleaning up the tables.
Gotcha.
There's like nobody else there. Yeah. No one working the bar. No one. It was just crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Not that we were drinking or anything. We had Ava with us. So no. But no, it was still a good meal. It's just crazy that the customer service just isn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. All right, moving on. So issues getting resolved And in your time frame, or what would be appropriate for issues getting resolved? Like if someone calls or they send an email about an issue, maybe the bathroom isn't being cleaned the way that it needs to be done. What's appropriate?
Yeah, so it's going to be within 24 hours, basically before that next shift is over. And sometimes it's going to be even sooner than that,
Yeah.
depending on the severity of the situation.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's very good. I would always say response to the message should be immediate, and then the resolving that issue by that evening, where a lot of times they don't want you in the building while their customers are in, just for safety reasons.
Right.
But yeah, just getting it resolved right away is key.
And completely resolved. And then also doing the follow-up from there, just asking, do you feel it's fully resolved? And is there anything else that needs to be done to make sure that you're fully taken care of?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is great customer service right there. Great job, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And we kind of have down some initial vetting and standing by our word, or Ryan has a better word for it.
Consistency, yeah.
Boom. Consistency is key.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. So, those promises that are being made from the very get-go to try to earn your business, they really need to be stood by, through the test of time.
Yeah.
And that's really going to make a huge difference and really let us be the partners that they're looking for.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's gonna take us there.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me circle back around to, we kind of started the topic off hot and heavy with, we're going to let a client go. So,
Right.
for me, whenever I'm in a location, we have team members that are long-term, and we have to switch people in the building constantly because that client just doesn't have a match with them, doesn't like them, doesn't want them in the building for whatever reason. Maybe it's just they saw them one time and they just felt like they didn't want them in there. I don't know. But we've had a customer that was doing that exact thing. And I realized after, we had been there 5 years, and I'm just like, there was more to it than just the employee switching. But I realized that there's just no making this person happy.
Right.
Go ahead.
To expand off of the employees cycling through there.
Yeah.
These employees were not being let go by us. They were being put in other places where they were being appreciated and praised.
Yes.
By other customers of ours. So we knew that it wasn't the employee.
No. It was sucking a lot of our resources and time going back in and following up constantly when it wasn't a cleaning related issue at all.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there would be things where their fixtures were literally broken and needed to be repaired. We're not a maintenance company. We will always help if we can in any way. But you can't have someone put a Band-Aid on something forever.
Right.
And it's just, I don't know. There was the communication breakdown, the lack of, the lack of respect or disrespect, and just the devaluing of a cleaning team, of the cleaning staff.
Right.
They're just the lowest of the low, and our, in my opinion, I'm the janitor, and our team is up on a pedestal. Yeah. And when someone attacks our team or says something unkind to our team, that to me is number one, top of the list of letting them go, the client go. That just, you don't mess with my family. Period.
That's right.
Yeah. And I would love to say that customers come first, and we do go out of our way to serve others. And that's why we're in business. But without this amazing team and putting your team as number one, it isn't going to work. And they're not going to be happy anyways.
Absolutely.
So you need that team, and that's got to be the number one, or at least it is for me. And speaking of number one, I do have to give a shout out to my man, Jesus Christ. One thing I always keep in mind is right behind me here. It's a picture I had made at one mission in town. And it's from James 1:19, and it talks about everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. And I try to do that at home, especially with the kids. And, we've got 5 kids, so it's hard. But that plays true for clients and for our team, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it speaks to a great level of patience and kindness in your heart. You know, just that verse right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. And so we're kind of to the point where I did want to share just a real quick email response, one negative, one positive. Yeah, anything you want to add, Ryan?
Oh, I thought this was a really great idea. So looking forward to, I guess, hearing your guys' feedback too. Anybody that wants to comment on this. Because I think it's an interesting thing. We live in a world where we're just running a little bit short on kindness these days, it seems. So we're always looking to brighten somebody's day, make them laugh, make them smile, be kinder than what, than just what's out there right now. So the world needs more kindness, and that's a huge part of what drives us. And it'll be interesting to see. There's definitely a lot of kind people out there still, that want to just make the world a better place. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and so one of our long-term customers had sent me an email. This was last week on Friday, and it was just about making sure that there's some deeper cleaning that was needed in an area, and it was actually a different issue that we got resolved just through normal communication. But the email came in. There's added dust from the type of toilet paper being used, so wiping the fixtures better, and some deeper cleaning under some chairs where in the lobby area. A lot of things collect. And so anyways, moving those out of the way and getting more of a deep clean. And it was written and sent in a way where just wanting to keep the place looking great and wanting to communicate with me so that we had a chance to communicate with the team. And they really liked the team that we have in there. And immediately I got back to her. It was 3 minutes. I got back to her right away as soon as I got it and said, hey, I received your message. I understand. And not only will we take care of it tonight, I'm going to follow up with you next week.
That's great.
And have a blessed day. And that's usually how I ended it. However,
fantastic customer service.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate it. And Ryan is just as great with responding to and really Ryan is kind of our team happiness manager. You do a great job making the
Thanks,
team
man.
feel great. So it's a
well,
team
it's a
effort.
great team. It's very easy to do.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of follow up in the businesses too. So appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the not so great email was one where the team had come in and cleaned, and this is not a routine thing. It's just a one-off, and we don't do a lot of those. But there's certain customers that have different needs, and this is one that is unique that we could help with. And yeah, we just love to help, so that's why we were there. And as soon as they finished, I had yet to go in to follow up that same day to pick up supplies and follow up. And not only an email, but a string of text messages that were just unkind to the team, attached pictures, and just I felt like my phone was just blowing up. It was just really unprofessional, especially for someone that I expected to be pretty professional.
Absolutely.
My first draft of the email was not kind, and so I deleted that. Obviously, with this, it's constantly in my mind. I will always put a pen to paper when I'm just, especially in what it was is the team was being attacked, or just it was an unfair statement about the team, and I immediately got emotional. Mm-hmm. And you can't get emotional. So I stopped. I deleted it, and I retyped it up. It was hour and a half later. So it was after I had come in and picked up supplies and done my follow through. Hour and a half later, I responded. Sometimes you need that little bit of time to think about it and respond in an appropriate way.
That's extremely good advice.
I kept it light and fun. Mm-hmm. I followed up on the 5 things. Just assured that everything was done, made sure to understand, or for the customer to understand, that the team had communicated with me of the things that they were not able to get to because of X, Y, and Z. And there was something that I had not provided them to get done that was essential to make the place really shine. And so that was on me. I communicated that, owning it, right? Mm-hmm. And after that, I just said, just FYI, my team is super awesome. They are the best. However, they're not perfect, and I don't expect it to be perfect because I'm not perfect, FYI. Thanks, and have a blessed day.
Yeah. That's being real.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
yeah, like it or not, that's kind of that's the way it goes. And a lot after that, when you're kind of receiving that and thinking about different situations that you've had, you have to weigh everything. You have to communicate. I definitely would not recommend letting someone go through email or text. Call, talk it out, be real. Hey, you offended me by putting my team down, and I just FYI, I'm not going to let that happen again. And then, by the way, here's our core values: own it, be loyal beyond belief, show and have overflowing kindness, and give wholeheartedly. And if that isn't reciprocated by your employee or by your client, if they do not have those values, you're going to be spinning your wheels forever, and that's not okay.
Exactly.
So it's better for them and for you to know that the two of you are not a good fit together. You need to go find yourself a different company that fits your values. And that's it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not necessarily that their expectations or what they're looking for is. There's nothing wrong with what they're looking for. It's just far different from what we're looking to accomplish, and we still are looking to give everybody an exceptional clean. That's always what we're looking to do. It's just that can look different from one business to the next.
Yeah.
It really can.
Yeah, it can. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So, well, that's all we have, guys. It's been really fun to talk with you. Always fun to hang out with Ryan and do this thing. So
That's great.
Yeah. And hey, it's actually pretty early in the evening.
Yeah.
So normally this is done at like midnight to 2:00 in the morning.
Right.
So, and we've I just really had a blast talking about this. And, one thing I've learned too is just the things that are the most uncomfortable, the conversations, just the back and forth, if something's on your mind and it's driving you crazy and you don't want to do it, you should do it, and you should do it right away, because that's a muscle. Once you deal with that rough situation, it's like, bam, you're so much stronger than you were before. And It feels great
Ready to do
to
it
get
again.
that weight off your, yeah, for sure. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, yep. Yeah. I guess that means I need to actually, be in a container with like a huge snake or something.
Oh,
That's my worst fear. Conquer your fear. Oh man, I don't know.
Tarantulas for me.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah, for sure.
No, thank you to that container. I'm
I'm gonna take baby steps. I'm gonna get in a container with some gummy worms.
okay.
Baby steps.
Fake spiders for me.
Gummy spiders.
There you go.
That sounds good.
Tasty.
Yeah. Oh man, would you actually eat them?
No.
So even as a candy spider, you wouldn't eat it.
You got to hear this. So there was these rope snakes,
Yeah.
like gummy rope snakes that you're supposed to eat.
Yeah,
And they were huge. They were like 3 feet long.
I would eat them.
But here's the thing. So they were being, I won't say where they were being sold, I guess. They were not a good product. They stank so bad. They
Oh, they
smelled
did?
like rubber.
Oh,
But they were actually out of, like, they were gummy snakes. But yeah, we opened them up and they just, something wrong with that. Like, well, that was a giant waste of money, but yeah. it was crazy.
aged to perfection.
Yeah, when gummies smell like cheese, there's a problem.
This is from 1980, but yeah, what's the difference? It's got like a 20-year shelf life. No big deal.
Exactly. They discounted it, so
Oh man, that's so bad. Yeah, thanks for that, Ryan.
yeah, you bet.
Well, as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Heart the video on Facebook, please. And yeah, everybody check out on YouTube either Best Iowa Cleaning Podcast or it's Night Shift Eastern Iowa. And it has our page. We've got 9 subscribers. Let's get to 18. Let's double that bad boy by next week.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah.
We can do it.
Ooh, definitely. We appreciate you guys again. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time,
Have a blessed night.
yes.